بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم ارزقنا علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وصياما متقبلا. Ramadan came everyone. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The topic I'm going to be talking about today is al-hikmah min as-siyam, the wisdom of fasting. A question comes to people's minds all the time. Why do we fast? What is the wisdom of fasting? But the first thing you should start at is Allah Azza wa Jal لا يسأل عما يفعل هم يسألون. Allah Azza wa Jal should never be questioned, because He's Allah Azza wa Jal. Don't ever think because Allah Azza wa Jal imposed fasting and salah, praying, zakah, donation and all that stuff is benefiting Allah Azza wa Jal. It does not benefit Allah Azza wa Jal. Never. It does not benefit Allah Azza wa Jal. As it was said in the Quran in Surah Fatir verse 15, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ أَنْتُمُ الْفُقَرَاءُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَاللَّهُ هُوَ الْغَنِيُّ الْحَمِيدُ. O mankind, it's you who depend on Allah Azza wa Jal, and Allah is the praiseworthy. Allah Azza wa Jal is independent. Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't need anything from anyone. Therefore, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us, if all mankind were immoral, they do all the horrible things, it does not detract anything from Allah Azza wa Jal. And also said, if all mankind were the best and the most worshippers and the best believers, it does not add anything to Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't need anything from any of us, because He's Allah Azza wa Jal. As it was said in the Hadith, O my servants, O my believers, if the first among you and the last of you and all human race and those of jinn were the best believers as a one-hearted person, single person, it wouldn't add anything to Allah Azza wa Jal. And He also said, if the first among you and last of you and the whole entire human race and those even from jinn were the most wicked people as one-hearted person as well, it would not detract anything from Allah Azza wa Jal. Don't ever ask for about wisdom, or what do we do this for, what is this for. As it was said by the Shatibi, the basic principle in the ritual of worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal is to worship without regards to secrets, objectives or judgments. Don't ask, don't question, why am I doing this for? Why am I fasting for? Why am I praying for? What is this for? What is this for? Don't ever ask, because you're doing it for Allah Azza wa Jal, because Allah Azza wa Jal told you to do so. Alright, here are some wisdoms of fasting. Number one, fasting feeds your soul. Fasting feeds your soul. Alright, Allah Azza wa Jal told us, you like praying and hajj and zakah, it's all yours, but fasting is mine. So fasting is very, very, very special and very important to Allah Azza wa Jal. Our body is made of a lot of different parts, like this and then bones and all this stuff, but the main thing that your body is made of is your soul. And you feed that soul by worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal, by fasting to Allah Azza wa Jal, by praying to Allah Azza wa Jal, by doing everything that Allah told you to ask you to do for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Alright, another wisdom of fasting is to understand that ni'matullah, to understand the blessing that Allah gave you. Allah, all year, Allah give you food, give you this, give you that. You eat once, twice, 3 times, 4 times a day. It doesn't matter. But to understand the blessing of Allah Azza wa Jal, to understand what it means to not eat anything the whole entire day, from sunrise to sunset. To understand why Allah Azza wa Jal is doing this for. Alright, to understand also that some people don't have money to eat in the normals. You know what I mean? Allah blessed us, alhamdulillah, blessed us with food. Alright, but some people are not blessed with anything. They're in poverty. They don't have money to buy food. So maybe they eat once a day, while you eat 3 times a day or 4 times a day. They only eat once a day. Allah Azza wa Jal He's putting you in their shoes to understand what they're going through. Alright, An-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam compared al-faqr to al-kufr. He compared poverty to disbelieving in Allah Azza wa Jal. That's how that's how bad robbery is. That's how bad hunger is. And the goal behind fasting is to understand that the blessing that Allah give you. Alright, lastly, another wisdom of fasting is to achieve better to Allah Azza wa Jal. You have to achieve better to Allah Azza wa Jal. As He was said in the Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. And I didn't need to translate because you all understand this ayah very well. I want to end with this. If your fasting doesn't achieve taqwa, then what are you fasting for? Why are you fasting? Fasting is not about fasting is not eating. Not that fasting is to achieve taqwa to Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah help us in any way possible. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.